Will the third SpongeBob SquarePants movie, Sponge on the Run, skip theaters? Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? It's me, the one that loves cartoons, and in today's video, well, I'm gonna be talking about cartoons. So in today's video, I thought why not doing a general video talking about a movie, because when I went back to check my videos, I saw that the one that have more views is my Scoob video, where I talked about the movie skipping theaters. So if you haven't saw that video, please check it out, give it a like, and comment down if you want to. So I thought why not doing another one, but in this one I'm gonna talk about SpongeBob. So if you guys don't know, I'm not just a Scooby-Doo fan, I'm also a big SpongeBob fan. I grew up with the series and I still love the show until this day, and this show has been around for 20 years and it's still going strong. SpongeBob has 13 seasons and 2 movies in the big screen, with the third one releasing in this year, but the movie is not released yet. So here's the question that I have: is the third SpongeBob SquarePants movie, Sponge on the Run, gonna skip theaters? Well, here are my thoughts on this movie first. So I'm not a fan of 2D cartoons getting changed into CG cartoons. So when I heard about this movie being a CG movie, I wasn't excited to see it. But when I saw the trailer, I was really impressed. The CG looks pretty good. There is a lot of details. I mean, you could pause at any scene and you have a good image. So this movie is just like Scoob. Like when I heard about Scoob, I wasn't excited for it because it was going to be a CG movie. But when I saw the trailer, I was more excited because the animation looks good. Well, I still have problem with recasting the current voice actors with famous voice actors, but I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about that. So let's get back to SpongeBob. Look, before the trailer of the SpongeBob movie 3, Sponge on the Run, get released, I wasn't that excited, because the original plan of this movie is that it was gonna be an OG story about SpongeBob meeting the rest of Bikini Bottom as a kid, as him as a kid meeting the other in a camp called Camp Coral. So I hated it. I hated this idea. I mean, why giving us an origin story of SpongeBob meeting the rest of Bikini Bottom if we already saw him meeting them for the first time before? Look, if you are a big SpongeBob fan like me, you will know how SpongeBob met Mr. Krabs for the first time. It was in the pilot episode titled Help Wanted, and we saw him meeting Sandy for the first time in the episode Tea at the Tree Dome, and he met Plankton in an episode titled Plankton, and we saw how he met Squidward. It was on a flashback in the 10th anniversary episode True or Square, and he have known Patrick since they were babies, and we saw that in the Secret Box episode flashback, and other dialogues between them saying that they have been best friends for a long time. So SpongeBob grows up with Patrick, that's why they are best friends. So why giving me a movie that retconned everything we know and love about the show? And I never saw the movie back then as a prequel. I saw it as a reboot. Thank God it was all changed and fixed. Well, not all. Well, we are getting to see SpongeBob in Camp Coral as a kid, but that will only be a flashback in the movie. So I'm really happy it's not the entire story that it was originally going to be. So, I mean, SpongeBob as a kid, it was just a flashback. It's gonna be just a flashback in this movie. So I'm happy that we're getting them as older characters and seeing some classic stuff we know from SpongeBob. We know from the show, such as SpongeBob working on the Krusty Krab and all that stuff. I'm happy that the movie is not a big origin story movie, but just a road trip movie where we see SpongeBob and Patrick going to rescue Gary because he was kidnapped, or like SpongeBob says, snail napped by a mysterious guy, and I'm happy that we don't see who is the guy that kidnapped Gary, which I really like, but who knows, they could ruin this good plot of not knowing who is the one that kidnapped Gary with a TV spot or a second trailer, which we get to see who is the one that took Gary, because if they did this, I would be very disappointed. Well, not surprised, because they did it, with a lot of movies, well, not SpongeBob movies, but other non-related SpongeBob movies. But I would definitely be disappointed if they spoil who is the one that kidnapped Gary. So I'm excited to see this movie. It has some similar stuff like Scoob. I mean, in both of these movies we are getting an origin story with the characters as kids, and then we get them as older characters. So yeah, like we're seeing SpongeBob meeting Gary, and Scoob, we're seeing Shaggy meeting Scooby for the first time. And they are both CG animated, but they are different in their own ways. So, is SpongeBob the movie 3 Sponge on the Run gonna skip theaters? Well, that's a good question. Well, we all know that Scoob did skip theaters, but I don't think that every movie is gonna do the same thing. And I said in my Scoob video that I'm not a fan of the movie skipping theaters because it had so much potential. But I feel like Warner Brothers knew that Scoob is not gonna succeed. I feel like they didn't care that much about the movie, because if they did, the movie would have been delayed. I mean, yeah, I know that Scoob is not going to be a big blockbuster movie, but it still was going to be a good movie, and I feel like Scoob would have made money. Well, not a lot of money, but it would have made money. So I feel like they skipped Scoob from theaters because they didn't have faith on this movie, because if they did, the movie would have been delayed. So what does that mean for the third SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run? Well, if the movie skipped theaters, I'm pretty sure a lot of fans would be not happy about that, especially me. I mean, yeah, the virus really screwed things up, but if the movie skipped theaters, what will be the future of cinema? Well, I'm not saying that if SpongeBob skipped theaters, that will change everything. No, of course not. It's still a simple movie, but I feel every movie will start skipping theaters. That would change a lot of stuff, and it's not a good thing, because a lot of people that works on their movies wants them to be on the big screen, because they will make a lot of money, and the fans also wants to see their favorite movies on the big screen, because they will have good experience with their movies being on the big screen, with a lot of people there that watch and enjoy the same thing that you're watching, which is pretty damn good. So that's what most of people want. So what I'm trying to say here is that not every movie should skip the big screen because of the situation that we are in right now. So the movie should be delayed until things start to get better, and I'm sure it will. And I think fans will be patient to see their movies in theaters, and I'm one of them. So yeah, I'm happy that Venom 2 and Black Widow and other movies that I like get delayed instead of skipping theaters. Well, I'm not saying that I'm gonna watch every single movie in theaters, but such as Black Widow and Venom 2, I'm really looking forward to see them on the big screen, because that makes me happy to see the stuff that I enjoy in the big screen with other people watching it and enjoying it too. So I hope SpongeBob the movie Sponge on the Run will not skip theaters, because I will be disappointed, and I'm pretty sure other fans will be too. So I was disappointed about Scoob skipping theaters. Well, of course I'm gonna check it out when it get released, and I will do a video on Scoob which I will review the movie. So I really don't want SpongeBob to skip theaters. I'm fine if it gets delayed, but I don't want it to skip theaters. Listen, I never made it in theaters in the original SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Well, because I wasn't born yet. And I didn't make it into the second SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, And I felt weird because I'm a big SpongeBob fan and I never saw it on the big screen. Not just once, but twice. Well, the first one makes sense why I didn't saw it. But I felt a little bit sad about not seeing the second one on the big screen. But I saw those movies on DVD when I was young, as a kid. When I was a kid. So, I really want to see the third one in theaters. And this movie could be good. Well, it's definitely going to be good, at least in my opinion. So, what do you guys think about? Are you guys looking forward to see this movie on the big screen, or do you want it to skip theaters like Scoob and Troll World Tour? Just tell me down on the comments. Or I mean, do you want like all the movies like such as like Black Widow and Venom 2 to skip theaters? I don't know. Tell me down in the comments. Do you guys want SpongeBob to skip theaters? So yeah, tell me guys in the comments. So if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. It means a lot. It really means a lot. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm the one that loves cartoons and you're the one that love it too.